Mom notices son's glowing eye on baby monitor. What she discovered next is shocking. In what appeared to be an ordinary baby monitor, a mother noticed something weird. Her baby's eye was glowing. Although she thought nothing of it at first, as time went on, her concerns began to mount. What this mother discovered next is totally shocking. Christine and Bill Hammersmith sat in the heart of their soon-to-be baby's nursery, surrounded by catalogs, samples, and an array of baby gear sprawled across the floor. The room, still echoing the emptiness of a long-awaited dream, was about to become the centerpiece of their world. Christine, her hands resting gently on her pronounced belly, looked around with a mix of excitement and apprehension. "Can you believe it, Bill? After 3 years, you're finally here preparing for our baby." Bill, who was thumbing through a catalog, glanced up and smiled. "I know, Christine. It's like a dream. I still remember all those nights we wondered if this moment would ever come." Their conversation drifted back to the days filled with longing and uncertainty, the countless doctor's appointments, and the roller coaster of emotions they'd ridden together. Now, as they were on the brink of parenthood, every decision felt monumental. "Okay, let's start with a crib," Christine suggested, turning her attention to the task at hand. "I like this one with the adjustable mattress height and convertible design." "But do we need all those features?" Bill asked. "This simpler one here is half the price and looks just as sturdy." Christine sighed, a hint of frustration in her voice. "But think about the long term, Bill. We need something that'll grow with a baby." The conversation shifted to blankets, with Christine favoring organic cotton swaddles and Bill advocating for more affordable options. The back and forth continued, with each item on their list sparking a new debate. Then they reached the topic of the baby monitor, a subject that would ignite their most heated exchange yet. "I've been reading about this high-end baby monitor," Christine began, her eyes fixed on a glossy brochure. "It has HD picture, clear night vision, two-way talk, motion, and sound detection. It's everything we could need." Bill, scrutinizing the price tag, frowned. "That seems excessive, Christine. A basic model should be sufficient. We don't need all those bells and whistles." "This is about our baby's safety," Christine countered. "I want to be able to see and hear everything clearly, especially at night, and the two-way talk feature means we can soothe the baby without always having to go in." Bill shook his head. "It's just marketing, Christine. They want you to think you need all that. But babies have been fine for years with simple monitors. We don't need to spend a fortune to be good parents." The argument intensified, with Christine emphasizing the importance of quality and peace of mind, while Bill stood firm on his stance of practicality and financial prudence. The tension in the room grew, as did their voices, each trying to convince the other of their viewpoint. Finally, after a long, exhausting debate, Bill looked at Christine, her eyes filled with a mix of determination and worry. He let out a sigh, his expression softening. "Okay, Christine, we'll get the monitor. Your peace of mind's worth it. I just want both you and the baby to be safe and happy." Christine's face lit up with a wave of relief washing over her. "Thank you, Bill. This means a lot to me." As they moved on to discuss other items, the baby monitor debate lingered in the air, a reminder of the intense desire they both felt to do everything right for their unborn child. Little did they know just how crucial their decision on the baby monitor would become. In the months that followed, the high-end monitor they eventually purchased would prove to be more than just a tool for peace of mind. It would become their lifeline to their newborn, a vital connection in moments of unforeseen urgency, a silent guardian in the still of night. Bill and Christina Hammersmith entered the baby gear store, a sense of purpose in their steps. Rows of cribs, strollers, and an array of baby monitors awaited them. The baby monitor section in particular held a significance beyond its physical space in the store. As they approached the shelves lined with various models, Bill's gaze drifted toward the simpler, more budget-friendly options. Christine, however, was drawn to the high-end monitors, each boasting a list of advanced features. "Look at this one, Bill." Christine pointed to a sleek monitor with a large display. "It's got everything: HD video, two-way talk, even a temperature sensor." Bill picked up a more modest model, examining the price tag. "But why do we need all that? This one here does the job. It's got sound and video. What more do we need?" "It's not just about the sound and video, Bill. It's about quality and reliability. And the two-way talk feature means we can comfort our baby without always having to go in." Bill, holding the basic monitor, argued, "I just think we're getting carried away with these features. Babies have been fine for years without HD video and fancy sensors. We don't need to overcomplicate things." "But this isn't about complicating things. It's about ensuring the best care for our baby. I've heard so many stories about how important a good monitor is for peace of mind. I don't want to be sitting up at night straining to see or hear if the baby's okay." Bill sighed, a hint of frustration in his voice. "I get that you want what's best for the baby, but we have to think practically too. We have so many expenses coming up. Is it really wise to spend so much on a monitor?" Christine, her patience thinning, replied, "We've saved for this, Bill. We waited 3 years for our baby. I don't want to cut corners on something as important as monitoring our child's safety." As the debate continued, their voices grew louder, attracting the attention of a few nearby shoppers. Bill, holding the basic monitor, tried to reason with Christine. Let's think about this logically. All these extra features, are they going to make a real difference in our baby's safety, or are they just nice to haves? Christine, her hands on her belly, responded passionately. They're not just nice to haves, Bill. They're about ensuring our baby's safety and our peace of mind. I can't put a price on that. The HD video, the night vision clarity, these features could make all the difference in an emergency. Bill, trying to keep his voice calm, argued, I'm all for ensuring our baby's safety, but there has to be a balance. We can't just throw money at the most expensive option and think that's the best choice. Sometimes simpler is better. Christine's face showed a mix of exasperation and determination. This isn't about being extravagant, Bill. It's about not compromising on our baby's well-being. I've read the reviews, I've done the research. This monitor is consistently rated the best for safety and reliability. The store clerk, sensing the escalating tension, approached cautiously. Is there anything I can help you with regarding the baby monitors? Christine, grateful for the interruption, turned to the clerk. Yes, actually, could you tell us more about this model? She asked, indicating the high-end monitor. The clerk nodded, launching into a detailed explanation of its features, emphasizing its superior video and sound quality and the additional safety features it offered. As the clerk spoke, Bill listened, his expression softening slightly. Christine watched him, hoping he would see the value in her choice. Finally, after the clerk finished, Bill looked at Christine, a hint of resignation in his eyes. Okay, let's get the monitor you want. I still think it's more than we need, but I can see it's important to you, and our baby's safety is the most important thing. Christine's face lit up with relief and gratitude. As they left the store with a high-end monitor in hand, the tension between them eased. They knew there would be more debates and decisions ahead, but for now, they had found common ground in their shared priority, the well-being of their soon-to-be baby. Little did they know how crucial this decision would become. In the months following their baby's arrival, the monitor they had chosen would play a pivotal role in their lives, proving that sometimes the value of peace of mind and safety cannot be measured in dollars and cents. Back at home, the new baby monitor stood like a sentinel in the corner of the nursery, its lens quietly observing the crib where their newborn baby lay sleeping. Christine, sitting in the living room with Bill, glanced at the monitor's screen, a look of contentment on her face. Bill, look at this, she said, pointing to the crisp image. I can't tell you how much peace this gives me. I can see every little breath she takes, every tiny movement. It's like a weight has been lifted off my chest. Bill, who had been skeptical about the need for such an advanced monitor, couldn't help but notice the relief in Christine's voice. I'm glad it's helping, Christine. I know how worried you've been since we brought her home. Christine leaned back, her eyes not leaving the screen. It's more than just help, Bill. It's like I can finally enjoy being a mom without being consumed by worry every second. This monitor was worth every penny. However, as the nights passed, Christine began to notice something unusual. On the screen, one of the baby's eyes, the right one, appeared to be glowing a bright yellow. At first, she brushed it off as a trick of the light or a reflection, but the glowing persisted night after night. Growing concerned, Christine decided to visit the store where they'd purchased the monitor. She explained the situation to a sales associate, her voice tinged with worry. I don't understand. The baby's right eye glows yellow on the monitor. It's been happening for several nights now. Is there something wrong with the monitor? Christine asked, her hands clasped tightly together. The sales associate, a young man with a friendly demeanor, listened attentively before responding. That's highly unusual. Our monitors are designed to provide the clearest image possible, even at night. A glowing eye isn't something the monitor should cause, but I understand your concern. We'll replace it for you just to be sure. Returning home with a new monitor, Christine set it up, hoping the strange glowing would disappear. But to her dismay, the issue persisted. The right eye of her baby continued to glow a bright yellow on the screen, yet when she checked on her baby in person, everything seemed normal. Frustrated and worried, Christine approached Bill. Bill, the baby's eye is still glowing on the monitor. I got it replaced, but it's still happening. We need to see a doctor. This isn't right. Bill, who was reading a book, looked up, his expression one of mild irritation. Christine, it's just a defective brand. These high-tech gadgets always have glitches. You should have listened to me and saved the money. Christine's worry deepened into frustration. It's not a glitch, Bill. It's consistent. Every night, same eye. Something's not right, and we need to take this seriously. Bill sighed, closing his book. Christine, you're overreacting. It's just a reflection or a minor fault in the monitor. Taking her to a doctor over this is a waste of time. What if it's something more? What if it's a sign of something wrong with her eye or her vision? We can't ignore this, Bill. Christine argued, her voice trembling with a mix of fear and frustration. Bill, trying to remain calm, replied, Look, I know you're worried, but let's not jump to conclusions. These monitors aren't perfect. Let's just keep an eye on it for a few more days, and if it's still happening, we'll consider seeing a doctor. Christine felt a surge of helplessness. She knew something was off, yet Bill's practicality was turning a concern into a point of contention. She spent the following nights observing the monitor, the glowing eye becoming a source of growing anxiety. Each time she brought it up, Bill dismissed her concerns, attributing it to the technology or her overprotective instincts. The gap in their perspectives only widened, with Christine feeling increasingly isolated in her worry. The glowing eye on the monitor became a symbol of their differing approaches to parenthood, a point of silent contention that simmered beneath the surface of their daily life. Christine, unable to shake her maternal instincts that something was amiss, and Bill, steadfast in his belief that it was a technological flaw, found themselves at an impasse, each night bringing a renewed sense of unease. As the days turned into weeks, the mystery of the glowing eye remained unresolved, a lingering question mark in the otherwise routine life of the Hammersmith family. However, Christine finally managed to convince Bill to go to the hospital to see if indeed there may be something else going on. Christine and Bill sat in the sterile, impersonal waiting room of the hospital, the tension between them palpable. Christine clutched her baby close, her eyes reflecting deep concern, while Bill fidgeted impatiently, glancing at his watch. "Christine, I think we're overreacting," Bill whispered with frustration. "We're missing the entire game for something that's probably just a quirk of the baby monitor." "But what if it's not, Bill? That glowing eye could mean something. I can't ignore it," Christine replied. As they waited, the atmosphere thick with unease, Bill couldn't help but feel annoyed at missing his Sunday football ritual, while Christine's mind raced with worry. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, their baby was examined by a pediatrician. Initially, the doctor found nothing unusual. However, Christine's insistence about the glowing eye in the monitor's night vision led to a sudden shift in the doctor's demeanor. The doctor excused himself and returned with a colleague. The two doctors spoke in hushed tones, their expressions grave. Christine and Bill watched anxiously, trying to catch snippets of the conversation. "Glowing eye on the monitor, that's often dismissed as a reflection, but it can be an indicator of something more serious," the first doctor said. His colleague nodded solemnly. "Yeah, I've read case studies where a glowing eye in photos or videos turned out to be leukocoria, associated with retinoblastoma, a rare but aggressive form of eye cancer in children." The first doctor's brow furrowed in concern. "We should perform a thorough eye examination immediately. If it's a retinoblastoma, early detection crucial." They agreed to proceed with the examination, their discussion a mix of clinical detachment and underlying urgency. Christine and Bill, observing the doctor's serious exchange, felt a rising tide of anxiety. "What are they talking about? Why do they look so worried?" Christine asked. Finally, the doctors approached the anxious parents. "We need to do a detailed examination of your baby's eyes," the first doctor said gently. "There's a possibility of a serious condition we need to rule out." As the examination proceeded, Christine held her breath, watching every move the doctors made. Bill, his annoyance replaced by concern, stood by her side, his hand on her shoulder. The examination revealed the unthinkable. The doctor turned to face the patients, his expression somber. "I'm afraid our suspicions were correct. Your baby has a form of retinal cancer known as retinoblastoma in her right eye." Christine's world came crashing down. Tears streamed down her face as he clutched her baby tighter. Bill struggled to process the news in shock. The doctor continued, his voice calm and compassionate. "I know this is devastating news, but we've caught it early and there's a strong chance of successful treatment. The best course of action is surgery to remove the affected eye. It's a difficult decision, but it's necessary to save her life." Christine sobbed uncontrollably, the reality of the situation overwhelming her. Bill, his emotions a tumultuous mix of fear and sorrow, asked, "Is there no other way? Are we certain about this?" The doctor nodded sympathetically. "I understand how hard this is, but this type of cancer is very aggressive. Removing the eye is the safest way to ensure the cancer doesn't spread. We have an excellent team of specialists and will be with you every step of the way." The parents, engulfed in a whirlwind of emotion, knew they had no choice. The health and life of their precious child were at stake. "We'll do it," Bill finally said, his voice breaking. "We'll do whatever it takes to save her." Christine, though devastated, found a sliver of strength in her husband's resolve. "Please do whatever you can," she managed to stay through her tears. As they left the hospital that day, their baby scheduled for surgery, the world seemed a darker, more uncertain place. Yet amidst the fear and heartache, there was a glimmer of hope. The very piece of technology they had debated over, the advanced baby monitor, had alerted them to danger in time. In the weeks that followed, as they prepared for surgery and faced the reality of their baby's condition, Christine and Bill clung to each other for support. The journey ahead would be fraught with challenges, but they were determined to face it together, united by their love for their child and the unbreakable bond of their family. The baby monitor, once a subject of contention, had become an unlikely hero in their story, a reminder that sometimes the things we argue over the most can end up being our greatest blessings. If you like stories of mystery and suspense like this, subscribe and keep coming back for more.